I guess you have already mastered using the combination formula. Now this is the perfect time to apply that skill in solving problems involving combination. Are you ready? Let's start with the first question. How many different sets of 5 cards each can be formed from a standard deck of 52 cards? In solving problem, the first step is you have to understand the problem and you have to identify whether the problem is a permutation or combination. But in this case, I have already told you beforehand that the problems are all combination problems. But in our succeeding lessons, there will be instances that permutation and combination situations are placed in one problem. So you really have to understand the problem before you solve it, because that would give you an idea of what formula to use, whether it's a permutation formula or a combination formula. Let's go back to the problem. The problem states how many different sets of 5 cards each can be formed from a standard deck of 52 cards. So from a standard deck of 52 cards, you are going to choose 5 cards. Sets of 5 cards. Remember that the cards are of equal importance. Therefore, it is really a combination problem. So, you start with the given. In the problem, you have n is equal to 52. In a standard deck of cards, there are 52 cards. And your R is equal to 5 because you will be forming sets of 5 cards. The question is, how many different sets are there? So, since this is a combination problem, you will have combination of 52 taken 5 is equal to our formula. You have n factorial. So, 52 factorial over r factorial. You have 5 factorial times the quantity of n. So, that is 52 minus r. That is 5, then quantity factorial. You simplify it further and that will give you 52 factorial over 5 factorial, 47 factorial. Okay? Then you are going to express both the numerators and denominators in expanded form. Start with 52 factorial. This is equivalent to 52 times 51 times 50 times 49 times 48 times 47 factorial. So I stopped at 47 factorial because I have 47 factorial in the denominator. So 5 factorial will be expressed as 5 times 4 times 3 times 2. Then you copy 47 factorial. I'm so sorry. You have to place the factorial inside. So yes, 47 factorial. Then, cancel the 47 factorial. You will have, these are the remaining factors or numbers, 52, 51, 50, 49, and 48 over 5, 4, 3, and 2. So you can apply cancellation here. 5 and 50 can be cancelled because the factors of 50 are, what are the factors of 50? You have 10 times 5. If you take, so the factors of 50 are 10 and 5. You cancel 5. You have 10 as the factor left. So next, you will have 4 and 48. You can have that. Or 48 and 3. It's up to you. So, you can also have 3 times 2 is 6. 48 divided by 6 is 8. So this is 6, right? This is 6. So 6 will be multiplied, will be your divisor of 48. Ang matitira dito ay 8. Cancel si 6. Now, 4, cancel na to. So 4 at 8, pwede, di ba? Pwede rin 4 at 52. So 8 and 4, pwede. 8 divided by 4, pila man? Magkano? 2, right? So cancel ang 4, may matitira ditong 2. So, let us write here the remaining factors. So you will have 52 times 51 times 10 times 49 times 2. May natitira pa ba sa denominator? Wala. So all you have to do is just to multiply the remaining factors of the numerator. So 52 times 51 times 10 times 49 times 2. And that will give you 2,598,960. So this will be the value of the combination. Or this is the number of sets, different sets of 5 cards that you can form from a standard deck of 52 cards. So if nahihirapan kayong mag-apply ng cancellation, pwedeng you multiply the entire numerator, then you divide it by the entire then you divide it by the product of the denominator. You will still get the same answer, provided that your calculation is correct. So, pag hindi mo kaya yung mag-cancel, i-multiply mo lahat ang numerator, i-multiply mo rin lahat ang denominator, numerator divided by denominator, you will get the same answer. Now, let's proceed to number 2. From a population of 50 households, in how many ways can a researcher select a sample with a size of 10? Again, you start with the given. So our n here is 50. So you have 50 households and you're going to select a sample size of 10. So your R is 10. Let us solve for the value of the combination. So how many ways can a researcher select a sample size of 10? So you have the combination of 50 taken 10 is equal to 50 factorial over 10 factorial, 50 minus 10 factorial. So, I just substitute the values to the formula. So, always remember that our formula is combination of n taken r is equal to n factorial over r factorial n minus r factorial. So, always start with your formula. I did not include the formula here dahil sa space. Maliit lang yung board na ginagamit ko. Pero it is really advisable that when you start your solution, you start it with a formula. At least you are guided. And it's easier to substitute when the formula is there. So, using this formula and applying substitution, this is now how it looks like. So ngayon, i-simplify natin to further. Magiging 50 factorial over 10 factorial. 50 minus 10 is 40. 40 factorial. So ngayon, you're going to gagawin mo lang ay i-express mo tong 50 factorial into expanded form. Expand mo siya. Magiging 50 times 49 times 48. I have used ellipses para hindi ko na ilagay yung 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41. Then, ilalagay ko dito yung 40 factorial. Bakit? Dahil ang denominator ay merong 40 factorial. So, 10 factorial, ito na lang yung expand mo. Huwag mo nang galawin yung 40 factorial dahil may 40 factorial sa numerator. So, ito na lang expand mo, magiging 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2. Then copy 40 factorial. Cancel yung 40 factorial. Cancel yan. Ngayon, meron tayong 50 dito. Maghahanap ka ng factors na if i-multiply mo, magiging 50 dito sa denominator. So, meron tayong 10 and 5. 10 times 5 is 50. So, pwede itong makancel. Cancel din ang 50 sa numerator. Kuha. Then, 6, meron tayong 49. Anong numero ang makakapag-divide sa 49? Di ba 7? So, 49 divided by 7 is 7. So, cancel ang 7. Mayroong matitira ditong 7. Then, we have 48. 48 at 6 times 8. Di ba? 6 times 8 is 48. So, cancel. Siguro, akala ninyo wala nang natitira sa numerator. Remember that meron tayong numbers dito na nirepresent lang natin sa ellipses. So, ito ay magiging, magre-write tayo dito. So, ito ay magiging, wala nang 50. So, copy yung 7. Meron tayong 7. Then, wala na rin 48. So, meron tayong, before 48, meron tayong 47. Meron tayong 46. Meron tayong 45. Meron tayong 44. Meron tayong 43. Meron tayong 42. At meron tayong 41. Diba? Ito yung mga numbers na ni-represent ng ellipses. Erase ko muna tong equal sign. Dito ko ilalagay yung equal sign. Equals, ano yung natitira sa denominator? By the way, when you write the equal sign, it should be in between the two equal sign. Or rather, the bar. When you write the bar, it should be in between the equal sign. That's the proper. However, if hindi ganito yung pagkasulat mo, okay lang as long as you understand the lesson. Pero ito yung proper. Tinuturo ko lang sa inyo yung proper. Then copy 9 times 4 times 3 times 2. Ito na lang yung natitira sa denominator. Tingnan natin. Meron pa ba tayong makancel dito? 9 at 45. Pwede, right? 45 divided by 9. Merong matitirang 5. Right? Then, 4, ano kaya ang pwedeng cancelin ng 4? Diba? Pwede siya sa 44. So, 44 divided by 4. Merong matitira ditong 11. Wala na to. Now, 3 times 2 is 6. 42 can be divided by 6. 42 divided by 6 is 7. So, meron tayong 7 dito. Cancel na to. So, ano na lang yung mga natitira? Okay? Then, you're going to multiply everything. 7 times 47 times 46 times 5 times 11 times 43 times 7 times 41 is equal to, you have 10 billion 272 million 278,170. That is the value of the combination of 50 taken 10. Now let's move on to number 3. In how many ways can a committee of 5 be formed from 5 juniors and 7 seniors if the committee must have 3 seniors? The third problem is somewhat different from the first and the second problem, wherein there's only one situation to solve. Here in number 3, there's one situation to solve. However, you will be needing 2 information to solve the problem. So, dito sa problema, we are going to form a committee. Gagawa tayo ng committee. So, ito yung committee. Committee of 5. So, meron siyang 5 persons in this committee. Now, this committee will be taken from 2 groups. Groups of juniors and group of seniors. Ang problem ay nagsasabi, how many ways can a committee of 5 formed from 5 juniors and 7 seniors if the committee must have 3 seniors? So, gagawa tayo ng committee. Ang committee na gagawin natin or buuin natin ay kukunin natin sa juniors at seniors. Merong 5 sa juniors, meron namang 7 sa seniors. Kailangan daw na ang committee ay merong dito, kailangan daw merong 3 ang kukunin natin sa seniors. So, kailangan nating bumuo ng committee of 5. So, ilan yung kukunin mo sa juniors? Ang kukunin natin sa juniors ay 2. 2 ang kukunin natin sa juniors, 3 ang kukunin natin sa seniors para magiging 5. To get 5. So, kailangan that in forming the committee, we need to get from juniors and seniors. Hindi po pwedeng sa seniors lang tayo kukuha. Hindi rin po pwedeng sa juniors lang tayo kukuha. Kailangan natin ang 2 grupo para mabuo natin ang committee. Pag ganyan, mayroong word na and. Pag mayroong word na and, meaning hindi po pwedeng isa lang sa kanila. Ang gagamitin nating operation ay multiplication. So ito makagawa tayo ng isang combination statement. Ito ay equivalent to combination of, ilan ba yung juniors? Merong 5. Ilan ang kukunin natin sa juniors? 2. So that is taken 2. And, ibig sabihin, kailangan mo yung isang grupo para makumpleto yung task. You're going to put here times the combination of, ilan yung seniors? Meron tayong 7. Ilan ang kailangan nating kunin sa seniors? 3. So, combination of 7 taken 3. So, pwedeng, you solve it first, then you solve this also, then after getting their values, you multiply. Pwede rin ganito. You solve them simultaneously. So, ito ang gagawin mo. Ito ay magiging, using the formula, you will have 5 factorial over your R. 2 factorial, 5 minus 2 factorial. So, this is already applying the formula. Okay? So, for this, then copy times. Now, let's apply the formula to the second combination statement. So, you will have 7 factorial over 3 factorial, 7 minus 3 factorial. Now let's simplify this further. So this becomes 5 factorial over copy 2 factorial. 5 minus 2 is 3 factorial. Copy times 7 factorial over 3 factorial. 7 minus 3 is 4 factorial. So you will have, you simplify this becomes 5 times 4 times 3 factorial over 2 factorial is this one. 2 factorial is 2 times 1. So that is equivalent to 2. Then copy 3 factorial para ma-cancel. Okay? So cancel times this one. You simplify this. So this becomes 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 factorial. You stop at 4 factorial dahil merong 4 factorial sa denominator. Over 3 factorial is 3 times 2. Copy 4 factorial. Cancel equals, let's have this again. Meron pa bang ma-cancel dito? 4 at 2 pwede. 4 divided by 2. You have 2. Cancel yan. So, ang matitira, 5 times 2 para sa first fraction. Times, sa kabila naman, 3 times 2, 6. So, cancel ang 6. Cancel din ito. So, ang natitira, 7 times 5. So, you will have 5 times 2, 10, times 7 times 5, 35. That will give you 350. So, you can form, so the answer is 350, meaning there are 350 different ways that you can form a committee of 5 from 7 seniors and 5 juniors if the committee must have 3 seniors. So, yan yung kondisyon. Dapat ang committee ay merong 3 seniors. Kaya, ang kailangan mo lang sa junior ay 2. Again, if there is the word and kapag ang isang task ay nangangailangang i-perform ang 2 para ma-perform ang task, then you're going to use multiplication. If there are 5 distinct points on a plane with no 3 of which are collinear, how many polygons can be possibly formed? So, in problem number 4, you are given 5 distinct points. Your n is equal to 5. So, 5 distinct points with no 3 of which are collinear. And the question is, how many polygons can be possibly formed? So, let us understand first a polygon. So, what is a polygon? Because you cannot solve it if you don't understand the word. If we say polygon, this refers to any, so this refers to any closed this refers to any closed figure. So, meaning, ang polygon ay pwedeng 3-sided. Hindi siya pwedeng 2-sided kasi open yon. Ang pinakaunang klase ng polygon na pwede mong magawa ay yung 3-sided. In other words, triangles. Okay? Then, pwede rin 4-sided. Dahil meron ka namang 5 points. then pwede ring 5-sided. Pwede bang 6-sided? The answer to that is no. So since you are given only 5 points, so the highest number of sides of polygon, the highest number of sides that you can have in a polygon is also 5. Because you are given 5 distinct points. So if this is 7, the highest is also 7. If this is 8, so you'll have 8-sided also. And then what is the least number of sides in a polygon? That is 3-sided polygons or the triangles. Because if you will have 2, that is not anymore a polygon. So a polygon will start from 3 sides, going up until it is now equal to the number of points given. So in this case, you can have the statement combination of 5 taken 3. Ito yung solution mo kapag you want to determine the number of triangles that you can form out of the 5 points. Then you will have combination of 5 taken 4. This is if you want to determine the number of 4-sided polygons that you can make. And you can have 5, combination of 5 taken 5, if you would like to know the number of 5-sided polygons that you can make out of the 5 points. Now, are you going to multiply them? Are you going to say combination? This combination will be multiplied to this and will be multiplied to this? The answer is no. The answer to that is no. You will not apply multiplication. It is because in our previous example, kung napapansin nyo, pag-form natin sa committee, pag ito yung committee, kailangan natin kumuha sa junior at kailangan natin kumuha sa senior. Silang dalawa ang kailangan natin gamitin para ma-form ang committee. In this case, this one, ito, has nothing to do with this. Number of triangles is different from the number of 4-sided polygons and is different from the number of 5-sided polygons. Ibig sabihin, ito ay hindi nangangailangan dito. Hindi rin siya nangangailangan sa 5 taken 5. So, they are solved individually and independently from each other, unlike from the previous example. Pag ganyan ang problema, hindi tayo gagamit ng times. Kung hindi, ang gagamitin natin ay plus. Okay? Dahil ang tinatanong dito ay ang total number of polygons. Paano mo ba maibibigay ang total number of polygons? Di ba kailangan mong mag-plus? Dahil pag yan lang, pag ito lang, hindi rin siya enough. Ang maibibigay lang nito ay ang number of triangles. Pag ito lang, hindi rin siya enough dahil ang maibibigay lang nito ay ang number of 4-sided polygons as well as this. So, para makuha mo yung total, you are going to plus. You are going to add them. So, this will become combination of 5 taken 3 plus combination of 5 taken 4 plus combination of 5 taken 5. So, if you simplify this further, this will become, if you're going to simplify this further, this will become 5 factorial over 3 factorial. 5 minus 3 is 2 factorial. Diretsohon na namang ninaho kay kantigo naman mo sa previous na itong example, kahibaw naman mo unsaon pag-substitute. So, pwede siguro, dili na naho si iing anak ka step by step. So, plus, kani si Dja, mahimong 5 factorial over 4 factorial. 5 minus 4 is 1 factorial. Plus, kini si Dja, 5 factorial over 5 factorial, 0 factorial. Okay. So, ato si Djang i-simplify further. Mahimo ni si Djang. Since we don't have the luxury of the space, so I'm going to continue the solution here. dito sa itaas. So ito ay magiging 5 times 4 times 3 factorial over, copy the 3 factorial so that you can cancel the numerator. 3 factorial times 2 factorial is 2 times 1, that is equal to 2. Then you're going to copy the operation. What is the operation here? You have plus. Then 5 times 4 factorial over 4 factorial. 1 factorial is 1, so you may not write that. Cancel. Cancel. Here, you cancel also the 3 factorial. Then 4 divided by 2 is 2. So cancel this and you have 2 here. Then plus 5 factorial over 5 factorial. 0 factorial is equal to 1. Cut. Unsa man. So you can cancel now 5 factorial and 5 factorial. Dahil 0 factorial is equal to 1, you may not write that here. So cancel, cancel. So you will have 5 times 2 is 10 plus 5 because you have 1. If the items are cancelled, that is equivalent to 1. So 5 times 1 is 5 plus, so the value of this is, dahil na-cancel dyan at na-cancel dito, 1 ang value niyan. Okay? Because you have 5 divided by 5 is equal, 5 factorial divided by 5 factorial is equal to 1. So, yan ang usual mistake. Dahil pag kinancel na nila, 0 na ang ilalagay. Okay? So, let's get the sum. 10 plus 5, 15 plus 1, 16. So, you can form 16 polygons. How many are the triangles? There are 10 triangles if you have 5 distinct points. How many are 4-sided polygons? There are 5 4-sided polygons. And how many 5-sided polygons? There is 1 5-sided polygon because you are given only 5 distinct points. So, I guess you can now differentiate when to use times and plus. You are going to use times when you need to perform. If you need each other to complete the task, that is times. If you can solve them individually, meaning yung una ay walang koneksyon sa pangalawa at walang koneksyon sa pangatlo in solving, meaning you can solve them independently and separately without needing each other, then you will be using plus there. Now let's proceed to our fifth example. Fifth problem. You are transferring to a new boarding house. You have a collection of shirts, but you cannot take them all with you. In how many ways can you select 8 shirts out of 12 and then place these shirts in the cabinet if there is space enough for only 5 shirts? How are you going to solve the problem? So, in the problem, you have 12 shirts. So these 12 shirts, this will be your N. So this is your N. You will be transferring to a new boarding house and you need to select 8 out of these 12. So the shirts are of equal importance. Therefore, order or arrangement is not important here. So in selecting the 8 shirts, you will be using combination. So you will be taking 8 from your 12. So you have 12 taken 8 because you are going to select only and they are of equal importance. Now from this, you can only arrange. You can only place 5 of them in the cabinet. And arranging them in the cabinet denotes order. And that is permutation. So you will have permutation of what will be your n now. Your n will be based from here, meaning your n will be 8, because from the 8 you can only have 5 to arrange. So you will have 8 taken 5. Now what is the operation to place in between? Is it a plus or a times? You're going to use multiplication. Why multiplication? Because you need to perform the two tasks. You need to perform the two tasks in order to answer the problem. Okay? So, you will have, simplify this. So, this will be 12 factorial over 8 factorial 12 minus 8 factorial times, apply the permutation formula, you will have 8 factorial over 8 minus 5 factorial. So this is equal to 12 factorial over 8 factorial 4 factorial times 8 factorial over 3. And now let us simplify this further. This one will become 12 times 11 times 10 times 9 times 8 factorial. You stop at 8 factorial dahil merong 8 factorial sa denominator para ma-cancel. So 8 factorial. Then 4 factorial will be expanded, and that is 4 times 3 times 2. Then times 8 factorial is 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 factorial over 3 factorial. So apply cancellation. Cancel 8 factorial. 4 times 2, ito, 4 times 2 is 8. Or let's say 4 times 3, walang 8 dito sa itaas. 4 times 3, 12. So cancel this, cancel also 12. Then, what is the number that can be divided by 2? It's 10. 10 divided by 2, you have 5. So, ang natitira on this part here are the following. 11 times 5 times 9 times, on the other side, cancel 3 factorial. So, you will have 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4. You multiply everything. So, you multiply everything. 11 times 5 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4. And that will give you 3,326,400. So this is now the final answer. This is the number of ways that the person involved in the problem can select 8 shirts from 12 shirts and eventually arrange 5 of this 8 shirts in the cabinet. So he or she will have 3,326,400 ways. There you have it, guys. Thank you very much for watching the video, and thank you for learning combination and solving problems involving combination with me. If you have questions about the content or about the topic, you can reach me through my FB account, Brian Bulactin, or you can send me through my email, brian.bulactin@deped.gov.ph. Till next time, thank you.